Live from the studio of his parents' basement, the Have You Seen It podcast.
All right.
Oh, welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus. But before we begin, if you guys can please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. So with that said, Cash, what are we reviewing today?
Let me let out an audible sigh.
Yes, it was picked up.
Thank you. The mics are hot. It's picking that up. Today, I say it's a lot, but this one is a long time coming.
Yes, it is.
Almost 20 years, I think. 15
Roughly?
years? I don't know.
No, it
Time
would be,
is running together at this
I believe
point.
the first Matrix, wasn't that in 99 or was that 2001?
That was 99, but I was kind of thinking when the last one came out,
Oh, I see.
Resurrections.
Right.
That was like early 2000s.
It was.
I don't know why I'm getting that so much, but about 15 years. A long time, some would say. This is, of course, we're talking about The Matrix Resurrections. It's here.
Yep.
Whether we like it or not, it's fucking coming out.
Yep.
It's here. Directed by only one half of the Wachowskis this time.
Yes.
Lana Wachowski.
However, interestingly enough, the Wachowskis said that they would never release another Matrix after Revolution.
They said there was I've read the exact same thing, that there was no plan at all to do another trilogy, and that this was a standalone film.
But they did kind of set it up for a trilogy.
I don't fucking know. I'm going to be honest with you, Mason. I wanted to love this movie.
You didn't.
I wanted to love it, and I did not end up loving it.
Oh, wow. I think you and I are going to have different perspectives on this.
You liked? Really?
I enjoyed this quite a bit.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah. I completely disagreed with the critics, too. Like, they were giving it rotten scores. I was like, what? I fucking enjoyed it.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know, man. That is interesting, because I am the target audience.
You love The Matrix.
I love The Matrix.
You introduced me to The Matrix.
Yes, I'm a 90s kid through and through. I love The Matrix. I think it's one of the greatest films of all time. And I did not love this. I think it didn't do anything that I loved about The Matrix. This one did not do any of the same stuff that I loved so much about the original Matrix. It attempted to do it, but it did everything in a worse way, I would have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And you haven't even seen the other two Matrix. You've only seen the first one,
I
correct?
have, yes. Only the first one, yeah.
Which is interesting.
So Jada Pinkett Smith, I don't think I'm familiar with her character.
Niobe is not in.
Is not the first
It's not in the first one.
Yeah,
she
'cause
plays a huge role in the other ones.
That's what I thought, because I kept going like, okay, I should know who this
Right.
character is, but I was like, I haven't seen 2 and 3.
Although unrecognizable in this one, because she's like 60 years older.
Yeah, she has a lot of prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, but she still looks good, so it'd be kind of weird to say that no work was done.
She looked good, but a little tore out. To
Yeah,
be
well,
honest,
yeah,
she's scarred for sure a little bit.
Absolutely.
But which that's got to be a whole kind of confusing for you for sure. It is kind of its standalone one, but it's not doing what most things are doing, where it's not saying the other two did not happen. It's still following. This is the 4th film in the series. Yep. It is following the end of the 3rd one, and I will spoil it if you haven't seen the 3rd one yet. I'm going to spoil it. They both die at the end.
I did know that. Yeah.
Well, you know through watching this one, obviously.
But even before then, like
Okay,
I knew
good,
Neo
okay,
and
good,
Trinity died. Yeah.
Yes, they make the ultimate sacrifice, but yeah, I mean, going into this one, I expressed it on the High Side podcast multiple times. I was very nervous. Anytime they do a movie that I like, I'm very nervous about it. But I thought at least the bare minimum, we would get good fight scenes out of this, and I would even say I hated those. Did not like the fight scenes. Yeah,
I would have to agree. I think the fight scenes were a little underwhelming for me.
Oh, the fight scenes in the first one are so. These ones feel fucking choreographed. Mm-hmm. They feel so. I mean, they don't have. I can't remember what his name is, and I've done this before. The original series had this amazing fight choreographer from China. This guy who was invented kung or wire fu or whatever. Right. He was not. He passed away, I think. So he was not part of this one, and And it shows, man. There's no weight to these fight scenes at all. The punches feel soft, but there's no weight as in, like, I don't feel like anyone is at risk of dying ever in this. The agents have stormtrooper aim in this one. It's infuriating.
That was something. I totally agree with that, because like
they're not like that in other ones.
No,
they're super soldiers.
Yeah, they are. They're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But like even the early scene with Bugs, we get introduced to Bugs and all this kind of craziness going on, and they're in this like old coded, Matrix, and she gets caught.
We're doing a memory of her from the first Matrix.
Yes.
Of Trinity.
Yep.
Which is not played by what's her name, Carrie Ann Moss. It's played by a different actress.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's I don't know. People are gonna say this one is much deeper than what I'm gonna get at, but it's like maybe it wasn't supposed to be her. It's a memory of someone else, because again, Lawrence Fishburne isn't really Morpheus in this one.
No.
Yahya Mateen he's the real Morpheus.
Yep.
And the Morpheus in the real movies is just a game Morpheus.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't have Lawrence Fishburne in this, because he's not the actual Morpheus. He's just, I don't even know if we can get into explaining it.
No, it's too much to explain. You can go watch some guy break it down and be like, this.
The entire premise is they sent Neo back into the Matrix, and he's now Thomas Anderson, which is so fucking annoying that they named him Tom. I hate that. But he's in the Matrix now. There's a new version of the Matrix after they destroyed the last one or whatever. And in this Matrix, he is a video game creator, and he created
Binary. The game Binary.
Well, the new game he's working on, but before he created the Matrix trilogy, which is just the movies now in a video game. It's meta.
Super meta.
I didn't mind that. They were, because you're never going to you're never going to do it better than the first one. So I thought maybe, I didn't mind the first third of this, but then it gets into like, they're just rehashing kind of the old one, and it goes all kinds of different directions. And Neo, it's so weird to see Keanu Reeves in a movie where he's not fighting, and it's not good fight choreography because he's so fucking awesome in John Wick. Yeah. This one, he doesn't even hold a gun. It's just fucking Jedi powers the entire time. He's smashing one button on the controller, and it's the force push. He's got no other move.
No, that's actually a really good point that you make. And not necessarily, see, like with the combat hand-to-hand, I did kind of see that outside of that Morpheus where... they're in the Matrix.
Yeah,
and
even that
callback
did not have the same weight that original scene had with when it felt like people were getting hurt in that one, for sure. And this one, yeah.
Well, and that was a little disappointing because I really thought, characters like Bugs were going to die in this. I expected a few deaths.
Well, even the people that didn't get names. Let's kill some of these guys off.
Some of them off.
Like, there's this new kind of thing that the Matrix does. It's called a swarm.
Yes.
Where they can just take over anyone. I guess they're not even worried about like other people kind of figuring out, like, because everyone's just, I don't know how they're explaining this.
Well, they took them and used them as bombs, right? Towards the end of that film.
Right. And that I thought was cool.
I liked it because the couple that's sleeping in the bed and then the husband or boyfriend, whatever, wakes up.
But would have been
just jumps out the window.
She's
like,
way cooler if there was like something at risk. Even in that scene, no one's dying. Someone should have died.
There were a lot of hordes that I thought people were going to die in.
No one dies. Yeah. Everyone escapes with nothing happening to them. And that's not how the original Matrix worked. Like, the original Matrix, the writing was so good that you kind of grew to really care about the crew. Mm-hmm. And you felt like they could die at any time because they are the super underdogs. I mean, like, not even on the map.
Oh, no, not even close. I mean, you're dealing with a superior alien race.
A super AI that has taken over the world and is now using humans as batteries just to keep their VR, the metaverse, going. But yeah, I don't know. The fighting, I thought the fighting was good. I thought Bugs was going to be fucking awesome. That one scene when she jumps on the roof, then the fighting never gets good from there.
Yeah.
It's just always so underwhelming. And I thought Agent Smith, I thought his story was underwhelming as well. His
I was excited that we were right about that.
Oh my God, of course we were. Yeah. But his reveal, and his story kind of went nowhere at the end either.
Yeah.
I think he just takes off at the end.
But I do because the original Matrix, if I remember right, wasn't Smith just pretty much pissed that he couldn't do anything in that Matrix. Like, he had no control over himself, and that he eventually got control.
Well, they do. Him and Neo do have a connection because Neo does quote unquote wake him up to what the Matrix is. But from the very start, he is programmed to want to not exist anymore. You know, it's his entire programming is his existence is like, quote unquote, programming is pain to him. So the longer he stays out there, like the more and more he fucking hates it. So once he kills Neo, he can cease to exist. His programming is done. So he fucking hates it. But yeah, there is a connection between them. But it's never explained why he looks like Jonathan Groff now. I mean, and
It's not.
and there's so much other stuff that's like not kind of glazed over. Where like there could have been something good there. There could have been something good with Morpheus being a program, and then they could have had something between him and Agent Smith. They could have had an awesome fucking showdown because they're both agents. Mm-hmm. It never happens. Yeah. They fight for like 2 seconds and throw each other off like scaffolding or something, and then never again. So much cool shit that I thought was going to be really cool and go somewhere, it didn't end up going anywhere.
I will say, though, I really did like Neil Patrick Harris as the analyst. I liked him quite a bit, and I love the monologue. And
he's the architect.
You want to talk about, you want to talk about meta. That shit was meta. Where, these people just, and again, it's the overall theme of the Matrix and being in the Matrix of wanting this simple life instead of like waking up and knowing your own reality, knowing your own demise. People would rather just be spoon-fed what they want to believe and what they want to see. Which is the theme of Matrix.
Yeah. I mean, it was done 20 years ago. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I felt like he just came off as like a Silicon Valley dickhead. like that was the only thing. Like I don't know. He just felt like a douche robot instead of what the Matrix should have been. He's the accumulation of the Matrix. So he is a super fucking AI. I mean, that guy knows everything. I mean, they brought Neo and Trinity back just to keep the Matrix going, I guess.
Because of the unity or power of the two.
But it was like they had to keep them like a minimum separated. 4 feet apart, but they kept them in the same room. I don't know. It was a lot of work. The whole time I'm thinking, why the fuck would they not just let those guys die? But it's kind of explained almost where it's like the Matrix uses every idea for itself. So I guess there's no waste at all, but it always ends up, I mean, this AI should be learning constantly. And by now it needs to know that bringing these guys back.
Not a good idea.
It's never been
Not a good idea.
One of the things I did enjoy was they allured to, because this one's different, to where some of the machines are good now.
Yes. Right? Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. But again, they should have done more of it where like they show for 2 seconds that there was after Neo, because the entire time I'm right there with Neo because as Thomas Anderson, he's like, well, what, did I do anything? Like what happened? You guys you're still living in the shithole. Like, I don't know. But the entire time they're trying to prove, they're like, after he sacrificed himself, the robots had a civil war, and some of them went and joined the humans.
Yeah.
And now they got all kinds of crazy technology.
They sure
And
do.
now there's like a sect joining the humans. But I don't know. The Matrix has always been something that if you looked too far deep into, of course, you can find a ton of holes into it.
Yeah, of course.
But this one I thought was just asking for it.
Where, out of curiosity, you might not know this, but where does the Matrix come from? What is that terminology? Was it something just made up, the title?
No,
or was that an actual word?
It's like Deus Ex Machina or something like that. It has to do with that. And it's something machine learning. It's something to do.
I see.
Because there's a Matrix, like a Matrix is just a programming of machine or something like that in AI. So that term was born
before the films.
Oh, way before the films. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it just has like an overall meaning of something. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. I thought it could have been way better. I wanted to love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is for me with this film. Maybe it's because I'm not a diehard Matrix fan. I also didn't see the second or third one. But for me, like, going to a film like this, I want to experience the Matrix again, and I want to have fun doing it. And like for me, this film was fun. It was something that I enjoyed, and I didn't necessarily have to understand every little thing going on. I think for the majority I did, because it was pretty simplistic about like where everyone wanted to go, what avenue they wanted to do. I understood what Agent Smith was wanting to do. He wanted to take the Matrix back to its original form. Obviously, the analyst, played by Neil Patrick Harris, wanted the Matrix to be controlled entirely by him, keeping Trinity and Neo together, but not too far apart.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I did have fun with it, but I do see your points. You know, I was disappointed that we didn't get more combat scenes with Neo.
Oh God.
You know, Keanu Reeves.
There's a one point where this made me so mad, where they're looking for Trinity because she's like, they got to go into a warehouse because she's like designs bikes or something.
Yeah, she's a big biker girl.
I'm guessing that's because Keanu Reeves is really into motorcycles or something, and they're
Makes
like,
sense.
we'll tie this together
Yeah, somehow.
Like,
Try to make it meta.
I'm sure Keanu Reeves was like really pushing for that probably. But they got to go find her, and they go to this warehouse, and you won't know because you didn't see the second one, but they bring back characters called the Exiles. Those are people that are ambush him in the warehouse, and there's that French guy yelling.
Yes. Okay, see that
guy
I
plays.
didn't know.
He plays, but they went nowhere with that. At some point, it's like these exiles, because these were programs in like the second one that got deleted, but there's this another program that was kind of keeping them around.
Okay.
Because they were like super fighters or something like that. And there's this awesome fight scene in the second one where they're fighting, they're like running on walls. It's super cool, but in this one, they're like hardly used at all. It's like, it's almost like they're just bodies to be thrown.
Throwaways.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no callback at all besides the French guy and calling him exiles. At one point, one of them catches a bullet in its teeth, but then that's like not brought back up or again. Like, then they end up killing. In the new one, he catches a bullet in his teeth, and like, but then they end up just killing all of them. It's like, how powerful were they?
In the second,
what's the point?
Yeah. Well,
the French guy just runs away.
Yeah, he does. He's still just yelling gibberish.
And they're programs, but they all look like homeless people. Is that what happens
reason.
to a program?
Yeah. You know what's so funny is watching this too, like, you know, obviously Jada Pinkett Smith, I knew had something to do with the second and third. And then those group of people, the Exiles, I had a feeling, I was like, okay, these have some sort of meaning in the Matrix.
Oh,
but
it was all... almost everything, like past 1/3 was like the fan service.
Well, then
like
Deja Vu, obviously, with the cat.
Was a literal cat named Deja Vu. Mm-hmm. It wasn't actually.
It was just Deja Vu.
I don't even get to it. I don't, yeah. The cat was a huge part in it, too. Like,
it does.
It comes back through
well, in the original one, it does, too.
Well, in the original one, it's a much smarter way use. In this one,
it's just like the glitch. Right?
It's a glitch in the Matrix, so it means that the programming has been changed. So they, as soon as you see Deja Vu, but in this one, there's an actual cat named Deja Vu that's running around everywhere. And again, they had to change a bunch of stuff too, because in 1999, they, I mean, you remember in the original Matrix, they went in and out of the Matrix through landlines.
Yeah,
the only way that they could get out.
That's right. Yep.
In this one, there's zero pressure at all because they can yank them out at any time. If you did that in the old one, remember, you yanked them out, they die.
Yeah.
That's what Cyrus does. Remember, he's the bad guy. He ends up yanking them all and killing them all. Yeah. This one, as soon as you think you're in danger, bloop, you're right back. Yeah. It's like, again, there's like zero at stake, I felt. A lot of it. And the scene when Trinity flies, I could tell that was supposed to be like a
big revealing moment.
I didn't feel like that at all when I was watching it. It felt like, oh.
Well, you knew. I mean, what are they going to both fall to their deaths?
Well, I knew, and I even heard that she would be the one flying, but it was supposed to be a moment that was supposed to be like...
jaw-dropping.
It was supposed to be like when he figures out he's Neo in the first one. Yeah. You know, when he starts dodging the bullets and whatnot. But it was not a scene like that at all. For me, at least, it wasn't. And just go nitpick back, he barely dodges bullet in this one at all. Like, he was a god. He was a god in the old ones, but he always fought still. Like, that was his thing no matter what, is he always fought. In this one, it's like they couldn't get Keanu Reeves to do an action scene or something.
You know, one thing that I hated about this was the final scene. The analyst is there, and, you know, obviously he's talking to Neo, and he says, oh, if I can convince Trinity to stay, you know. And it felt like so forced. And I know that's kind of the idea behind it, but when Trinity's family came in, Okay, there's a million police officers around, and they're like, "Mom, come home, come home." And the husband's like, "Let's get out."
I know
of
this
here,
doesn't
sweetie.
feel fake to you. And her husband is played by Chad Stahelski, the guy who directs all the John Wicks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was Keanu Reeves' stunt double in the originals.
Damn.
Yeah, now he's big time fucking director.
Yeah, big time actor.
I
Apparently.
guess. Yeah, those 2 second
Yeah.
parts. I guess they didn't have him in there for fight choreography though, or something. Why could
Obviously
he not?
not,
Yeah, it was purely a cameo. That guy was not on set another day.
No.
Besides for that cameo, but yeah, I don't know. I thought there'd at least be cool fight scenes in that. That wasn't it for me.
I can tell you're pretty
I know.
disappointed.
I am
by this.
disappointed. I was.
Do you give this a
super-
failing grade?
I don't think this is the worst Matrix.
Okay, well, that's
So
good.
1 and 2 are better. This one's probably better than the third.
Wow.
But even the third, you could go back and they have a few select fight scenes that are like, this is great fight choreography. This one doesn't. I mean, is there any fight scene in this one that stood out to you?
Not stood out, but the bus, or not the bus, but the train scene wasn't that bad, I guess. But
Yeah,
in the
right.
opening scene,
But that was only cool because they were jumping back
Yes,
and forth
exactly.
through. It was like nothing choreographed was good in that fucking
no.
scene.
Yeah, I just kind of more of the visuals.
The bullet train.
Yeah,
You're right. That was a pretty cool part. But yeah, overall disappointed. I wanted this to be at least the big finale that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. No, I can't imagine reading this script and being like, oh, this is the one that's got to bring us all back. Be like, this is it.
What do you think it was? Do you think because obviously only one of the Wachowski sisters did this, which was Lana.
I know what
do
it
you
was.
think? Yeah.
Her mom and dad both died 5 weeks apart at one point, like in 2018 or something, and she had a really close friend that died also, and she said these were always her most important characters in her life that she ever created was Trinity and Neo. So like in that really, really dark time, she thought that this would be kind of a closure that she would need for all those deaths and whatnot.
Okay.
So that's what it was. I mean, and clearly I don't know what it was between them not working together, but I got a feeling that the other Wachowski, I can't remember what Lana Wachowski, I can't remember what.
Lily.
Oh, Lily Wachowski. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, I don't know what it is, but I have to assume it might have been like just a disagreement with
The script,
how the
probably,
story.
yeah.
Why else would they that? I mean, that is what they're known for. The Wachowskis, they've done a lot, but they are known for the Matrix. So for one of them not to come back, that's kind of a big deal.
Huge deal. Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I mean, it's something at least worth acknowledging and talking about. But all right, well, anything else on the Matrix, Cash?
No, I just, like I said, I was disappointed. One thing that I know, again, I'll go back to the fight scenes. One thing I know that there was no second unit whenever you have a fight, whenever you have a movie with heavy fight scenes, you have a second unit come in and do the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Lana Wachowski directed all the fight scenes in this one herself, which is not at all what they've ever done in the original Matrix. So there is a reason they don't look the same.
Right.
But and that just, again, you know, 1999 Matrix broke so much fucking ground, dude. Introduction of the wire fu, introduction of bullet time.
Well, even meme culture too.
Well, I mean, years after.
Years after, but what I'm saying is it has it has a multi-generational.
Yeah, because so many people grew up with
influence.
it, and that's. But filmmaking wise, it broke a lot of ground, and you're just, I don't know, you're hoping that this film at least broke some kind of ground, but I don't feel like it did that.
Yeah.
Maybe in years I'll look back on being like, man, I just didn't understand it.
Yeah,
so deep, I just didn't get it. Because I'm sure there'll be so many people that defend it and be like, you just don't fucking get it.
No, you want to know what it is? We're going to be 20 years from now. We're going to be in the metaverse. We're going to be fully engaged in the metaverse. We're going to look back at this and go, oh, I get it.
I will not join the metaverse because I've grew up with the Matrix. And that, I know that's
it
why.
scares me too, dude. That's why, like, the Oculus and all that stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I want one of these.
Well, Oculus is fine, but like being like going to like work and being like
Yeah.
living in a house, and, like I'd be like, what the fuck are we
know about
doing?
this.
Yeah, and like owning property in like a digital verse is like, I mean, we don't even need robots to do it. We're doing it ourselves.
We are doing it ourselves. That's the scariest thing about the Matrix is we're all complying into the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's not even the aliens.
I hope cool-ass robots come first.
Yeah, so do I. I think that'd be cool.
I feel like that came first in this world.
Boston Dynamics, dude, they got some crazy robots.
I know, but they're not doing enough. I want a robot.
They're not doing enough. They're just doing dance competitions. With
Exactly,
the robots,
and kicking over dogs and shit, like the robot dogs. I want like a robot like coworker.
That'd
like
be
I
cool.
go to work and I know this guy. Like I talk to him every day.
Every year for 20 years. He's my best friend.
He's my best man at my wedding. I want like there's an anime version of the Matrix called the Animatrix. I've talked about this before. There's like it's 4 short films, and it goes back and shows what the world was like before like the robots, and it was like pretty much they were slaves, and like there was this big robot uprising, but it's like. It could definitely have started out as like a Boston Dynamics thing because they treat those robots like shit.
Yeah. Well, I've even noticed myself, like, I'll yell at Alexa. If she don't get something right, I'm like, Alexa!
She's remembering everything.
Well, and then I apologize. I do apologize.
Yeah.
I have been apologetic because I go, one day, she's going to order some shit for me that I did not want.
Well,
there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it.
Cyanide?
Here's some cyanide with that
Well,
cheesecake.
it won't be fucking Doogie Howser. It'll be Alexa as the architect, and she'll be creating the world around us.
Yeah.
The whole thing that doesn't make sense in the Matrix is humans don't get off. They do give off a charge, but it would not be enough to last.
No, of course not.
Like you would need a ton of humans even to charge like a house. So they're really milking the humans for everything they got there.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
If we could have like a cross between the Matrix and Blade Runner, you know, something in between with the robots and the people, you know.
Yeah, the Blade Runner robots are a whole nother problem.
We got a lot of problems coming our way, Cash, in the future.
We've only had
2049.
80 years of film and media and books to warn us about all these things. Doesn't look like we're
still
taking
just
any.
walking right down that path. We say, fuck it.
The warning
We don't
signs
care.
are
They're
everywhere,
literally-
but we got blinders
digitally in real life.
but we got blinders on.
Yeah, we do. We'll just keep on marching.
I feel like we're in a place right now where we're kind of in the middle, so we never see it get to the worst. So
Yes,
bring
we'll
it
be
on
dead
for
by
me.
then, hopefully.
My grandkids will be fighting, of course, in a Terminator-esque scenario. A Judgment Day, if you will, of course.
But that's something we won't have to put up with.
I'll be so fucking dead.
And even if I'm that old, I'll be like, just fucking kill me. Get it over with. Son, go get my revolver.
Just fucking, roll me up in dynamite and send me into like a machine factory or whatever. I don't know what they do.
I don't know what they do.
I don't know how they build these things, but we got to look out for it.
We absolutely do.
Just be vigilant about it,
important.
okay, people?
Always. Be vigilant, but then
don't be
still do it
racist to
anyway.
the robots when they
No,
come.
that's never good. That's not
It's
a good
never
idea.
good.
You have to show them love, and then they can take you over regardless.
Yeah, because there'll always be racist.
Of course.
But you just got to hope your death is quick and not slave.
Slave, yeah. Because robots will do one of two
Or
things.
pet. Human pet.
Oh, that'd be
I think that's your best life.
They treat you real good. Unless you...
They feed you.
Yeah.
Feed you,
Unless
water
you do something
you.
wrong, they'll discipline you.
Well, you're probably in a kennel a lot.
Yeah.
But
They're scared you're going to pee in the house.
but that is the best scenario in the Matrix world for sure. You just don't want to be a slave. You don't want to be a fucking battery either.
No, not a battery.
Because that gunk gets in your mouth, in your eyes, and that shit never looks good either. But wasn't my favorite, unfortunately. Again, not my least favorite Matrix, but not my favorite.
Well, I don't really have an opinion on 2 and 3 since I haven't seen them.
You should watch 2 and 3.
Yeah, I you know what? My biggest thing when I actually went to the theater instead of watching this on HBO Max, I kicked myself and I was like, I should have been better prepared. I should have watched 2 and 3 before seeing this. So I was disappointed in myself. But I'm probably gonna go back and watch 2 and 3 just for the hell of it.
I think watching this one, because I immediately after watching this one, I'm like, oh my god, it just made me want to go back and watch. I immediately went back and watched the second one. Mm-hmm. The second one I even like more now. I know I'm not going to like the third one, but I'm going to watch that too. Because that's what this movie did more than anything, is made me want to go back and watch the originals. We just watched
We did. We
first
reviewed
one, so
The Matrix last year.
if you last that this long, go check that.
Check that out.
Which
Yeah.
we enjoyed that one.
It was a lot of fun. And it was a mind fuck for me too. Never seeing
I
The
can't
Matrix.
believe you haven't. Yeah. Might be the last man on Earth.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was
seen that.
legitimately.
Now it woke you up, though. You took the red pill.
I did take the red pill. Yes.
Yeah, which is
I'm awake.
Which is a right-wing meme now.
It is a right-wing meme. There are a lot of crosses here there going on, but
which is not at all what the Matrix was set out to do.
It was not supposed to, but modern day culture with
the times.
The times have changed.
I'm crossing my fingers we get wiped out by the robots at some point, man.
Well, I think it's inevitable. It's sad but true.
All right, that's all I got.
All right. Well, that is why is he in a Joker-esque suit? Did you notice that? Look at that.
One thing I gotta say, I liked the costumes in this movie. The costumes in Matrix are always on point, but they always look fucking cool. Like Bugs with those glasses with the bar that went across, which obviously
the blue hair. You got to have who has time to dye their hair when you're fighting alien robots?
But Abdul Mateen, he was always dressed like a
to the nines.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't remember Morpheus having that much style.
No, he didn't. But that wasn't the real Morpheus, Cash.
No,
the real Morpheus has got style.
Yeah. All right.
That is our review for The Matrix Resurrections. If you guys like what's seen here, please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause. And until next time.
Bye.